Hello everyone, today I'm going to be teaching you how to use a multimeter. So I just have a basic, I bought this for $11, it's my favorite cheaper multimeter. I think now it costs around $15, but still a good price for what it is. So when you get your multimeter, you'll get your two probes, or electrodes as I'm going to call them. And they have two little plugs, and on most common multimeters you have three plugs, and the COM always is the negative. It's black will also be your negative. Black shall always be your negative, unless you have a white wire, but we're not getting into that. Okay? Also, that definition changes. Anyway, so you always have your black cable in the center, like this. Okay? That is attached to your black probe. Now, so on this side, this is for when you have your volts, your ohms, and your milliamps. But if you have anything more than milliamps, then you will want to put it in the unfused. And that can take up to, not a minimum of, but up to 10 amps. But since we don't have anything like that today, we're just going to keep it in this one on the right. Now, some models may change, so that's why you want to make sure which is which. Okay, so you've got both probes on, and there is not any on or off button, as you can see, but there is this dial, and when you turn it on to a function, it automatically turns on. So the V with the line and then the dot 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 is voltage DC. That's because it's a steady current. And then you have this weird omega sign, I believe it is, and that stands for ohms. Ohms is your resistance, as you know. P equals, well, it's pi, effectively. VCR and PVC is how I remember all of the electronics. Anyway. So then you also have this other V with the squiggly line. And since it kind of looks like a wave, that's alternating current, or AC, and that is a wave. Because it goes on, here in the United States, it's 60 hertz. And then we have the A with the line and then dot dot dot. And that shall be your amps, as you can see, because it says 10A. And then the M is your milli. And then that's your micro. The little weird U. The camera wants to focus. There we go. Okay, so let's actually test it. So, we won't get any voltage. It's unlikely. This is measuring in the 200 millivolts. And we're getting almost nothing. Okay, and that's just ambient background radiation, mostly from the Big Bang, which doesn't make sense for its name because it wasn't very big, and it wasn't an explosion, and there wasn't any sound. But yeah, anyway, and then so let's test resistance. So chances are, if you're doing electronics, you're probably just going to use the 200 ohm, and just to do ohms, you touch them together, and there's your ohms. Okay. And then, oh yeah, for voltage, you want to put your red on your positive and your black on your negative. Now, if you don't know which is which, it'll tell you if it's negative. So that means it's opposite of what you see if it's negative. So it's also a nice, convenient system to know the polarity. Okay? And now, this is one of my favorite, and this is continuity. And this tells you if these two probes are touching each other. So, and if you do touch them together, oh, I am an idiot sometimes. I'm very sorry about that. I see the arrow is pointing that, so it's going completely in the wrong direction. Okay? Now let's touch the probes together. And you can hear coming from the beep, that they have touch contact. So that's an easy way to test soldering joints. So the last features on this one, not all of them have them. It's a stand. But also, I like this one. So let's go back into millivolts. So let's see. Let's get a reading. That one. Okay. So I can unplug the probes. See? Nothing is connected, and it still has the same value. That's because I have a hold button right there, and it says hold. So it holds your data, so it's quite a convenient little thing. And this is also useful. It's the backlight, and this one's green. Don't worry, it doesn't look like this in real life. It looks pretty good in real life. Yeah, so this is the Measure Up Telcony model. Presumably this one. Comes with this little case. I like to keep it on. And I believe it's powered off of a 9-volt battery. I haven't had to replace it yet, or put it in. So it came with a battery, which is always a nice feature, especially when the battery is good and it's not like some weird manufacturer who made it. Your battery, and it lasts 5 seconds. With this one, I've accidentally left this thing on for nights on end, and it's just fine. It doesn't have a battery life, but kind of just assume you'll know when it's dead, type of thing. So just want to remember that not com, is always your negative, always. And then between here, it is fused. So you have a maximum of, 200 milliamps, or a maximum of 500 volts, which is also the maximum of your DC voltage and AC. So yeah, effectively, you don't have to switch it for your ohms, your continuity, or your DC voltage, or your AC voltage for that. But you will want to change it over there if you have 200 milliamps. Now, what if you don't know your amperage, and so you don't know and you don't want to break a fuse? That's why you always want to start off with your 10 amp. So if it shows that you have, 0.1, you should be fine. If you have 0.2, then it's fine. No, you won't want to switch. So this has been learning how to use a multimeter. I hope you guys enjoyed. Have a nice day.